Hello everyone, my name is Nick Combs. I'm with Columbia Southern University. I'm here to present my EMS4320 Unit 7 slideshow, which is in reference to my chosen EMS system design, which was a community paramedicine program for my Nashville community area. To start off, this is a brief overview of the program. It's titled Nashville Fire Department Community Paramedicine Program Overview. This could be short for NFD-CPP. So the objective of this program has been established to provide necessary health care to specific vulnerable portions of the community. Specifically, one of the main goals of the program is to reduce the amount of potentially unnecessary NFD transports, or Nashville Fire Department transports, and emergency room department visits. Ultimately, this will result in a decrease in unnecessary billing and increase in patient health care. Over here we have community-driven data, budget, and profits. So through utilization of this community analysis methods, data has revealed the potential for obtaining sufficient revenue for the program, as well as some potential profits. Moving along. For the planning phase, I choose to use the quantitative data as opposed to qualitative. During the planning phase, assessment of the Nashville community population, we identify those that qualify or are in need of the program, the necessity for the specified approach, calculating resources needed, proof of progress or need for improvement. So with the quantitative data approach, the program will be able to obtain specific numbers of individuals in the community that would qualify for the program. My specific program, the NFD-CPP, utilized data obtained by use of an online Microsoft Excel survey, as well as a paper survey via UPS or USPS. This end result provided quality information regarding various chronic illnesses, age, gender, and other useful data for the program board of members. The data was essential in the planning phase, as it assisted in calculating the amount of resources needed for both starting the program and maintenance of the program. The NFD-CPP board members will then utilize the initial data and compare it to future data as it was obtained. By comparing quarterly and yearly statistics, the program will be able to better evaluate the program's efficiency, weakness, strong points, and other potential weak points. This is slide 2 of the planning phase. Strategic use of qualitative data. So for in my research, I utilized the North Dakota Compass data collection ideas. They had a very informative PDF that entailed recommendations for how to obtain quality data. So they recommended multiple avenues of obtaining this data. I chose to do online or web-based surveys. Due to efficiency and the cost effectiveness, they also recommend a focus on validity of the data as well as the reliability of the data, which I'll dive into now. So the NFD-CPP team utilized this research and the data collection methodology surrounding quantitative data noted that the use of online surveys would be quick and cost-effective for the program as opposed to other less cost-effective avenues. By utilizing the Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, statistics could be quickly calculated in mass quantities with little effort. They also suggest that the validity of the program will be evident through providing accurate data of the Nashville community. In addition to validity, the NFD-CPP team utilizes their method of analyzing the reliability of the program, or its ability to obtain the same results over various assessments or surveys in the future. Got a little joke here. It says, the only thing his medic alert bracelet says is delete my browser history. All right, this is the next planning phase PowerPoint. It says, planning plus Nashville Chronic Health Survey. This is going to go over the utilization of compatible sample size survey data, which is key, as well as the Nashville Health Community Health Well-Being Survey results. So my team, with the suggestions of what I just mentioned by the North Dakota Compass, obtained data from a previous comparable area size survey, or as their recommendations, in order to predict expected outreach goals and participation. The CP board elected to make use of a very successful survey previously taken from the Nashville community by the Survey Research Laboratory at the University of Illinois. This pivotal survey reached nearly 700,000 households in the Nashville community. This was by USPS, mail, email, and an online format. The feedback obtained was extremely important to use in conjunction with our program, as it offered chronic data-driven statistics and population information. So essentially, we found a survey that was comparable to the Nashville area, was able to obtain what their sample size was so that we would know how to project what we should get from our survey or expect to see if we're successful or lacking or whatnot. So this says here, utilization of comparable sample size survey data. Recommended sample size comparable to the community. Appropriate sample size will yield necessary results. More or less what I just told you. So then the Nashville Health Community Health and Wellbeing Survey results. The Nashville Health Community Health and Wellbeing is a nonprofit organization that works with the Nashville community and just observes the health of the community and how they can participate or assist those individuals in need. So that says number one, overall sample size found for the Nashville community, and number two, avenues used to distribute the survey. So next I have some of the data listed from the survey from that University of Illinois. And what I've highlighted here in the red in 4 points is some of the key statistics. Since the program, community paramedicine program, is more or less focused on chronic illness, that is what our focus is on in regards to statistics and finding what we need to address, how we can address it, and how we can prevent exacerbating those illnesses. So I've highlighted some of the major illnesses we're going to focus on. We have in the red here diabetes, high blood pressure, heart conditions, respiratory conditions. So under diabetes, we can see that 11.6% of the Nashville community is affected or diagnosed with diabetes. Next, we have the high blood pressure. Over 30% have high blood pressure. Under heart conditions, which is angina, heart attack, coronary artery disease, we have 7.4%. And respiratory conditions like COPD, emphysema, asthma, bronchitis, and whatnot, 18.7. Those are pretty big numbers. So those are definitely focuses for the program. I have a few more statistics gathered from that survey as well. Here we go. This is all in regards to mental health, which is also a huge issue in America and in the Nashville area. Here we have the first circle, number of days in the past 30 that mental health was not good, and it has 5.3%. That's a pretty big number when you're looking at Nashville. It's probably up to about 1 million now in population. The next is 22.1% have ever been diagnosed with depression. The next is currently dissatisfied or very dissatisfied with life, 8.1. The final one here, we got rarely or never get needed social support, and that's at 11.6%. So that's all a big deal. These are crucial numbers. They can play a large role in the use of alcohol, drugs, or other addictive type substances that will further exacerbate these numbers right here. Got another little comic. It's got a female laying in the bed with a do not cross barrier next to her or surrounding her, and the counselor saying, "I'm sensing you may still have some boundary issues." All right, next we're going over the NFD CPP program contents. So we're gonna highlight. We're gonna go over what the team members entail, the budget overview, how it will succeed reaching the community members in need, positive outcomes and effects of the CPP program. So here we go. We've got 9 positions in total that I developed for our program. We got the top dog, essentially, the community paramedic commander. He oversees the whole program and all the individual bodies. Next, we have the community paramedic board. It's 5 members. They all work together as a team. QI team, or quality improvement. There's 2 people on that team. They're going to be reviewing basically the community paramedic documentation, run reports, and whatnot. Then we have community paramedics. We have 4 total. Finance manager 1, logistics coordinator 1, stakeholder liaison 1. Billing department, we have 2, and then the training coordinator 1. So the team consists of a total of 18 members, with salaries ranging from $55,000 to $95,000 annually. Each position has been chosen to task specific and necessary parts of the CP program and able to assure its ability to function at full capacity. The CP supervisor essentially looks over the entire team to ensure that it's all functioning as it should be. The 5 members of the board work together to make decisions encompassing the entire program. The reasoning for the 5 members is to ensure that there's adequate input from various points of view, so that we're not looking at maybe one director or CEO that's making decisions for the whole program. Last but not least, the boots on the ground, the community paramedics, 4 of them, which they'll be strategically placed throughout the Nashville community in responding in a SUE type response unit to the various areas. So the community paramedic functions, we have number 1, rapid response, 2, patient evaluation, 3, selecting most appropriate transport destinations, 4, recurring patient evaluations, 5, communication with NFD CPP team members, 6, ongoing membership signings. So through the rapid response of the CP member, he or she will be able to quickly evaluate the patient, decipher the health care needed, and select the most appropriate medical destination. This is essentially more or less a field diagnosis and is finding which avenue or outside resource would be more appropriate as opposed to a 911 ambulance and an ER visit. This is the most important part of the program, as a community paramedic has the ability to detour from unnecessary transport destinations. This will result save taxpayer money, fire department, emergency department, and patient money for unnecessary billing and time. Through ongoing patient evaluations, the community paramedic is able to check up on chronic illness, injury, and ensure the patient is receiving adequate out-of-hospital care. So we're looking at maintenance of high blood pressure, diabetes, making sure all of that's in check, all the vital signs are maintained. If they were recently discharged from the hospital, we want to see that they're maintaining themselves, whether it's wound care, taking their medications as needed and whatnot, so we can avoid recurring unnecessary ED visits. With quality communication to and from the community paramedic and the NFD CPP team, I think the program will be able to monitor success and make improvements where needed. So that's essentially feedback. We want to hear what the guys out on the streets are seeing, needing, feeling, wanting. They should then communicate with administration who are not out on the streets and fill them in on what's going on, how they can improve, how the program's going, what they might not see from the outside looking in. Here's a big deal. We're talking about membership. Membership is essentially going to be a small fee. It could be, I've estimated, about $30 per month per member, which in overall is a fairly low number in comparison to unnecessary ED visits, doctor's visits, 911 transports and whatnot. It's, I would assume, quite minuscule in comparison. So we're looking at the ongoing efforts to locate qualified members whom will benefit from the membership. That's the chronically ill. Next, we're looking at the retention of current members through long-term patient communication and evaluation. That's the community paramedic reaching out, finding new members, maintaining the members through communication, assessment, and whatnot. And then we're going to have the results of the recruitment and retention. So given these objectives to acquire ongoing recruitment of qualified members, the team can ensure that the overall positive results of the program will continue. With successful retention results being obtained via the program, qualified members will be able to obtain higher degree of health care and lifestyle through preventative measures provided. By both maintaining current membership and ongoing recruitment, the revenue through membership fees will be able to adequately support the program and maintain profits. So from what I gathered, it will sufficiently pay for the program through the budget I developed, as well as maintain profits. Here we got another comic. This title says, she's at the pharmacy. It says, "There's your prescription, Miss Hickford. And here is the pamphlet with the side effects." And if you can see from there, we got, it looks like an encyclopedia full of side effects. All right, community paramedic budget overview. We got community paramedic, number one, we have personnel, which was a huge cost. 2, facilities. 3, capital equipment. 4, non-capital equipment. 5, medical supplies. And 6, training. So with the NFACP team members and board have worked collaboratively to ensure that all possible costs are listed and covered in the budget. Like I said, we had 9 various positions, and I believe it was a total of 18 personnel, which had salaries ranging from, I believe it was $55,000 to $95,000, and that equated to over $1 million in salaries alone. Facilities was a fairly low cost because we're working with, we're already working through the current administrative building. Capital equipment, we had to look over Zoll monitor and Ford Explorer is what I chose for the mobile response unit. Non-capital equipment, which as I read should be between $1,000 and $2,500, will be the mobile Dell laptops. Medical supplies, we were just basic medical supplies, wound care, stuff to maintain vital signs and whatnot. And then training expenses included costs like through Columbia Southern, which would cost, I believe it's $350 for the community paramedic certification. All right, we've got the evaluation overview, which is going to hit up the data sufficiency, ability to reach targeted population, functionality of the team as a whole, community paramedic effectiveness, membership possibilities, budget, and revenue. So evaluation of this entire program is necessary from an outside perspective because this is going to provide insight into positive outcomes or potential issues in the future. So let's start with data sufficiency. First bullet, ensuring the program monitors changes in population, age ranges, and changing healthcare issues. Next bullet, utilization of both short and long-term data to ensure effectiveness. Next bullet, make necessary changes through the life of the program to adapt where needed. Then we have underlined targeted population, ongoing efforts to maintain communication with targeted members, short and long-term analysis of effectiveness in maintaining contact. So if the program were to remain stagnant in either of those categories, it could face potential dire consequences. We need to maintain quality data, as we noted, through validity and reliability, because that is the basis of how we plan our budget and how many people we need, all the resources and whatnot. Then the targeted population is very key, because we need to know who exactly we're working with or who else we need to be trying to get a hold of to work with, how many more people need to be outreach to. Team functionality, we've got 3 arrows pointing in and together. The orange one, all 9 positions of the program must work together as a whole to ensure the program runs efficiently. In gray, we have with limited functionality of any team member, the system can certainly reap negative effects. In yellow, necessary input from team members. So while the community paramedics play an integral role for the program, it is the actual team as a whole that is needed to run effectively. Each position must run as designed to maintain its efficiency. To ensure this input and analysis is essential from all positions, especially the CP program. As designed, his position is to reign in command, ensuring all positions are functioning as designed. This position was created as a fail-safe avenue for quality control. And in other words, that's the commander overlooking all those positions I've outlined, and he's wanting to make sure daily that each one of them are performing as needed and they're performing as a team all together. Community paramedic evaluation, we got performance and effectiveness, potential consequences, quality control, ongoing feedback. So like I said, as the boots on the ground for performance, as the boots on the ground, the performance of the community paramedic or paramedics can be compared to the heart or brain of the human body. With depleted output from either, the system will be unable to function as designed. Consequences of this can affect the program and members of the community. With evaluations from within, QI or quality improvement, along with the community paramedic commander or outside input via the patient, the program can make changes as needed. It is also essential that the community paramedic is providing input from the street in return to the administration for them to make changes as needed. I kind of touched on that briefly earlier. Excuse me. Next, we have membership possibilities. Under that, we have bullets which note membership of the program is integral to its survival. Without adequate membership, the program will not thrive. What fail-safe options do we have in place? Underscored next, we have budget and revenue. And in bullets, ongoing evaluations or predictions for the budget, projections of positive or negative revenue. So without necessary membership numbers, the community and program is going to suffer in various ways. The lack of membership will affect those with chronic illnesses. It'll result in increased unnecessary use of fire department and emergency department, and it will also decrease the needed revenue. The NFD CPP board and command are essential fail-safe tools that are needed to offer ongoing inspection of the membership trends to avoid such dilemma. The budget should be analyzed often by the board in conjunction with the billing and finance department to ensure all categories are funded and future needs will be met. To avoid possible negative implications, the board can also futurecast revenue trends in either direction to ensure success. So we're all as I've touched on earlier, we're all working together, a team functionality. All different angles need to be coming together to make sure each one's doing their job. Next we have we're going to go over the goals for success here. This is what our intentions are to result in a successful program. First bullet, ongoing analysis of the community to reveal necessary data. Next we have continued planning for future obstacles or changes. Maintain relationship with stakeholders and the community. Ensuring healthy operation of the NFD CPP team. Successful recruitment and retention of membership. Sustainable budgeting and revenue stream, and ongoing introspection of the entire program. So the ongoing analysis of the community data is going to reveal positive or negative trends, which will allow the team to react in a timely manner where needed. The continued planning by the board members allows for growth and avoidance of potential obstacles. Maintaining healthy relationships with stakeholders ensures that all outside resources will be available for the program and the patient. This is the community paramedic and the entire team reaching out to, say, psychological services or community health clinics, mental health co-op, whatnot. Maintaining a good relationship will keep them close with us, and we can all work together as a whole. But by sustaining, excuse me. Next, we have a healthy operating community paramedic program. This will allow for natural growth and productive functioning. By sustaining adequate membership and recruitment, the program will thrive. The community will reap the benefits. Optimal budget and revenue allows for long-term stability and growth. And finally, ongoing introspection of the system enables the system to adapt and improve. So as we can see, there's a lot of moving parts to this. And everybody needs to work together. It's crucial that we have all the data so that we can work off and know what direction we need to go if we're reaching everybody in the community. And then as we move along, reassess that data to see trends that we're going in the right direction, or if not, how we can improve. The statistics are showing that there's clearly a patient population in need of this program. And then we have that the team needs to operate as a whole productively. Thank you for joining us. Have a